tackling tough topics to help you think reasonably about life's most important issues. This is Thinker Sensitive.
This is Chad Graham with Thinker Sensitive. I'm here with Dr. Ike Shepardson, pastor, philosopher extraordinaire. Church planter is added to the list. Ike, thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks, Chad.
Hey, man, with that setup, I'm going to expect a lot from you in this episode.
That's right. Yeah, you set the expectation pretty high there. It's all downhill from here, folks.
So, Ike, you are about to launch a church called Hope Denver. When's your launch date?
October 14th.
Okay, October 14th. And you guys are near the DU campus, is that right?
That's right. This is really great. We are right across the street from DU.
Okay.
The University Park United Methodist Church has an historic chapel. It's about 100 years old.
Oh, man.
That they're renting out to us, and they've been a great ministry partner for us. They want to see young people, engaging in a community of faith, and so we're right across the street, just steps from the campus.
That's excellent. And that was your hope. That was part of the vision, right? Is to minister to the campus, to the students there, young professionals in the area?
That's right. Yeah. So it doesn't just begin with the students, although that's a key part of the DU area. That University Park, Park Hill neighborhood, Wash Park neighborhoods in Denver. This part of town has so many young people moving there from all over the world. A lot of people know that Denver is one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, especially with millennials. Yeah. More millennials are moving to Denver than any other city
in Colorado Springs
in the United States, except for Dallas and Chicago.
Yeah.
So Denver is growing with all of these young professionals, all these students. And we have a heart to proclaim the hope of Jesus to this group of people.
That's excellent. We're AG guys, so we understand AG polity and church planting there. You're affiliated with the Foursquare denomination, is that right?
That's right.
Okay, so tell us how, what is your polity like? How are you guys planting? Are you individual church plant? Are you under another church? How does that work?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we have a church that is sending us.
Okay.
We think of them as kind of a mother church.
Yeah.
But mother in the sense of we're our own person, and the mother is blessing us, teaching us some skills in life and equipping us for the future, but letting us go.
Okay.
And so we retain no organizational ties to that church anymore.
Oh, really?
But that's Living Way Fellowship in Highlands Ranch, pastored by Peter Henderson, and we love those folks over there. They're sending us. We are in Foursquare. It's a modified Episcopal governance structure. Okay. So what that means is that a senior pastor gets his or her appointment from a district level, which is kind of like a bishopric. Mm-hmm. And so this district supervisor appoints a senior pastor, and then that person is able to appoint assisting ministers. Now, what we're doing is a little bit different.
Okay, tell me about it.
My wife she did her master's thesis on shared leadership in churches. And we've taken a model of shared leadership which gives equal authority to a team of pastors. Okay. Now, we still sit as a team under the authority of the district supervisor in Foursquare, but as a team, we make decisions together. If we don't have consensus, we wait and seek it, and we try to find a way to move forward in unity. Yeah. If we can't find a way to move forward in unity, I'm the tiebreaker.
Okay.
And so I have an official role of lead pastor with respect to the denomination, but on our team, I submit to the rest of the team and they to me.
So would this be similar to like a plurality of leadership in an elder board?
It's very similar to that. If you think of the historic Presbyterian Church, we look a lot like that.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about why you decided to do this crazy thing and plant a church, because that is kind of crazy.
Yeah, this is crazy. So I was in pastoral ministry for years. I was a youth minister, did worship ministry, adult education, and I sensed through the end of my tenure as a pastor that God was calling me to academia. I resigned my post, went to the University of Toronto, and earned a PhD in philosophical theology, and that's really my chief vocation in the kingdom is to be a thinker, to be a philosopher. And while I was in Canada, I attended a church called C3 Toronto. C3 are good Pentecostal folk, and C3 Toronto changed my life with how I looked at ministry. And these guys, I was able to see in them a passion for ministry that I felt was very contagious. And my wife and I both discovered a new calling to ministry that we weren't expecting. When we came back to Colorado for me to finish writing my thesis, I started meeting with some friends, and we went through a process of discernment on planting a church together. And 2 years later, this is, of course, the short version. 2 years later, here we are.
Okay. And so how did you go about building the team? Because I know some of the people on your team, and they're awesome. So tell me how you put together this team.
Yeah, we actually have some AG folks on our team, people that we love, and we of course have great love and affinity with the Assemblies movement. Also, Pentecostal Assemblies of Canada, I have some good friends in that movement. But the people on our team, we had worked together at a software company.
Okay.
The husbands of each couple on this team, there are three of us who worked together, and through that working relationship, our wives were of course good friends. Those relationships go deeper than that, though. Too. One person on our team also attended Denver Seminary. A couple of us grew up in the same church together. We went to various youth camps when we were growing up, so there were a lot of ties there.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing was that we believed in each other.
Yeah.
I remember a time early on in our process of discernment where I was telling these guys, I don't know if I'm called to be this kind of leader. I don't know if I'm the kind of guy who plants a church. And one of my friends looked at me and said, Ike, you are absolutely that guy. Mm-hmm. So before we had even looked at what it would be to plant a church and where and all these kinds of things, I had people that believed in me.
Yeah.
And I believed in them. One of the people who's on our team was my boss at one point at the software company, and I would follow him anywhere.
Yeah.
And I know that he would say the same thing about me. And we just have this kind of love and affinity for one another, deep respect and shared life that's helped us out.
What's been hard so far? What's been the hardest part about planting the church?
Spiritual opposition.
Okay.
And I can say that,
clarify that for our non-Pentecostal
That's right.
friends.
Yeah, no, without any equivocation, I'll say that it's spiritual opposition. What I mean by that is when you're obedient, often you have the principalities and powers of this world, the enemy, we believe in a real devil, who will throw up roadblocks in our way.
Yeah.
I don't mind sharing this, that my wife and I, when we made the decision to move to Denver, we found that we were arguing a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And we started praying about that and recognized that it was opposition and have come out of that. Mm. We've had difficulties with finances with people on our team. These kinds of things where we know that we're coming up against the spiritual authorities of this present age. Mm-hmm. And the cool thing is that when we recognize that, we can proclaim the truth of Scripture over our lives, speak truth to these principalities, proclaim the victory of Christ on the cross, and these hindrances to us go away.
So what are some encouraging things that are happening with Hope as you guys get ready to launch?
We have been blown away by generosity of Christians who are interested in seeing Denver participate in and receive the hope of Jesus. Yeah, large gifts from people who love us, people that we don't even know very well as well, giving us large financial gifts. I've been blown away by some youth kids that I pastor, uprooting their lives in other states and moving back to Colorado to plant with us.
That's great.
This is awesome because, and this is an encouragement for youth pastors, you often don't know the kind of fruit that you have.
Yes.
When you're a youth pastor. It's a difficult job. It's thankless. It's fun in a lot of times, but it's also the kind of thing where you're often poorly compensated, and you don't know if you're going to make any impact in students' lives. I've been blessed enough to see a number of my former students join Hope Denver's launch team.
That's great.
And that is something I'm very humbled by and very grateful for.
That's great. So, Ike, how can we be praying for you? Man, I know as the launch day nears, the tensions get tight, and so how can we be praying for you?
Yeah, be praying for dramatic encounters with the Holy Spirit in our Sunday gatherings and in our small groups.
Yeah.
Be praying for volunteers, workers to come into the harvest field. Be praying for people to join us.
Yeah.
We need Christians who are in the area who are looking for a church to join up and get ready to serve. But most importantly, the presence and power of God.
This is Dr. Ike Shepardson, lead pastor. Is that your title there?
No, I like co-pastor a little bit better.
Co-pastor of Hope Denver, a church that's planting here in the next, how far away are we?
October 14th, just a couple weeks.
October 14th. So if you're in the Denver area, I can't recommend Ike and his team enough. I know that they're going to do great things for the kingdom and the gospel. And so I'd encourage you to look up hopedenver.com. Is that your website?
HopeDenverChurch.com.
HopeDenverChurch.com. And they're also on Facebook as well.
That's right.
Thanks, guys.
For more Thinker Sensitive content, visit thinkersensitive.com.